Here we go.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? You amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. Guess what? That's it. It's Wednesday. And you know what Wednesday means, don't you? It's the midweek hump. And we all love a midweek hump. Unless I was going to make a Karen joke then, but then I thought, do you know what? I've got some members of this community who I actually hold dear to my heart, and they are called Karen. So that kind of backfired, but my brain was, luckily, it was firing on all cylinders, and it was like, no, you can't say that. But then I've told you about it, so I don't know whether... Anyway, so we get straight into the meat and potatoes, as in this video we're talking about Liam Payne and the toxicology report. Because something's happened. I don't understand really what's happened, but over the last few hours, there's a lot of reports that are kind of rippling through social media and talking about Liam Payne have tox results coming out and saying that he is now completely clean. Now, I'm not sure if this is where it came from, but a lot of people, when I see people questioning where it come from, a lot of people are kind of pointing people in the direction of Brian Harvey. The only clip that I can find is Brian Harvey is on a live, or he's doing a video, and he plays something. It's on a screen. You can't see the screen. You can just hear the audio. And the audio, what I've heard, is clipped, and you don't hear the complete context of it. But it seems that people have maybe suggesting that audio is the audio that is suggesting that the tox report has come out, and the tox report is claiming that Liam Payne had no substances in his system whatsoever. And look, I am someone who wants to make sure that we uncover every stone, that I let you know where I am with it, and at the moment, where am I with it? This entire situation seems sketchy as fuck, and in fact, I'm going to be doing a video 2, which is, there's going to be 3 videos today, because we've got video 1, which is this one. We're going to have video 2, which is Devil in the Detail, because there's some elements around this situation that, to me, it kind of points to that this is indeed a cover-up, and there could be potentially other people outside of, Argentina involved. But we'll talk about that later. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to go into the realms of being latching on to things that garner a lot of attention and a lot of views, and jumping down that sort of rabbit hole of doing that. Do you know what I mean? We need to try to remain as honest as we possibly can, and in doing so, we need to address this tox report issue. Because look, the only information that has come out with respect of the tox report is there's multiple articles, but they're around this, which Liam Payne's autopsy and toxicology reports finalized, which it's basically stating that... I'm not going to read the article. There's no point in reading it, but the conclusion is that he had sort of trace elements of things in his system, alcohol, and the devil's dandruff, and he was... The important thing to conclude from this, however, is this wasn't kind of... how can I say, it wasn't in line with what we saw in his room. This almost staged looking scenario of all of this paraphernalia all over his room, and a trashed room as well. That kind of didn't go hand in hand with that. Now, I've looked everywhere, and I simply cannot find anything whatsoever that is a tox report in a form of a PDF. No tox report that's been released through any official, what I would call real official means, and what is official on fucking social media and media. But what I'm saying is there is nothing beyond this report that would seemingly be able to indicate that the rumor is true, that there is another tox report that exists that would say that Liam Payne was completely and utterly clean. And I feel that we don't really need that. yes, if that did eventually come out, because I would imagine that there is going to be a tox report there is a complete tox report that the public could, in effect, have access to, for a freedom of information cloud. I don't know how that works around Argentina, but I would imagine that at some point there will be a full PDF available. But I think the important thing to take from this at the moment is that, look, the story that's being pushed doesn't match the results that we already have anyway. So it's kind of redundant to think that we need anything else to conclude that there is something going on here beyond what we're being told. It would be nice to have something absolutely official, and then there being a reaction to that, whether it be a legal ramification of what is being said and people being held accountable. That is what you generally want to see, isn't it? You generally want to see not just things being said, but then there being action taken off the back end of that. It's something that seems to go missing in many of the cases, many of the stories that we discuss. And I can't work that out. I can't work it out that, we on social media kind of can step back. We can look in and look at these things happening and think, well, that doesn't seem right. You're saying that he was in the lobby of this hotel and going fucking nuts, and he smashed his fucking room up, and there's this paraphernalia everywhere. But even the tox report that we have now is not indicative of what we're being told. It simply isn't. They're polar opposite stories. We already know that, there's a chance that there was other people involved in what happened to Liam. So could it be argued that these trace amounts, these small amounts of these things, it just so happens they're things that could potentially have been put into his system against his will, post-mortem even. But time will tell. Time will tell. But I just want to come on and clarify and confirm that, for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are kind of fallen down into the trap of believing some of the things that you're hearing, I can assure you at the moment, unless someone can absolutely, undeniably prove me otherwise, there is no toxicology report that would suggest that Liam Payne was absolutely free of substances in his body. And again, I can't stress enough, I don't feel that's important at the moment. I feel that it's important at the moment to understand that what we do know, what we've already been told, is indicative enough that there is a problem here. There is something that just isn't, the math ain't mathing. But anyway, keep your eyes peeled. Video 2 coming up. That should be an interesting one as we talk a little bit about what has been said around it by the witnesses in the area and some of the things that we perhaps missed early on. And what does it mean? What does it all mean? And also tonight live, 2 years today that the Idaho 4 lost their lives, and the ripple effect that would go on to destroy many more. And we're still not seeing a trial. We do have an accused, Brian Christopher Koberger, and will we see justice for Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. But have over the last 2 years have we seen irreparable damage done, and will there be ramifications later on? But catch me tonight as we also have a special guest on as well. Surprise for you. I'll catch you all later.